So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually go create a project in GCP. So I'm logged in sort of in my work account, and I'm going to call this, Explore Assistant Demo. And I actually don't, I like it when it has a nice pretty name. So I'm going to hit create, and you might have to wait a couple seconds here for the project to start. There it is. Cool. So now I have this project. It's empty, doesn't have anything in it. Let's start building stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. So I am going to start by opening the Cloud Shell. And this is going to start a Cloud Shell machine locally for me. And I'm going to just start by cloning. So I'm going to clone the repository, the open source repository, clone the repository URL. When I do that, you'll notice that there's a new repository in here with a bunch of different folders. Did you know that if you click Open Editor here, we can have a really quick and easy way to kind of switch between the terminal and sort of the code base, so we can really get a good sense of what's going on here. So you'll notice the different kind of functions here. In particular, right now we're going to be working on the Terraform, because the Terraform is going to be what allows us to set up the things internally. And so these are the, I guess maybe just looking really quickly at the instructions. One of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up environment variables, and that's what's going to allow Terraform to set up the infrastructure. So let's start here by exporting a variable here for the project ID. So this is our project ID. I'm going to add that there. Great. So now if I do env and I look what I got in there, you will notice that I do indeed have that private ID set. Now, if I go back to the editor, let me add a couple of these extra things. Here I'm telling it that I want to use the Cloud Function backend. For the Cloud Function backend, we actually want to make sure that we are creating a shared secret that we're going to be setting. So here, if I look at what folder I'm sort of in the top level folder, and I'm going to run this OpenSSL command, which just creates a auth token. So now if I go down into, this is like a typical mistake that folks make, or that trips people up, is if I go to the back end, I want to make sure that, I go down to the right folder so that this works. So here, like a typical thing that might happen is you might do this and be like, oh no, no such file or directory. It's because I really want to be down so that the file is found, right? So now if I go back to my grep to sort of show you what we have in here, we have a project ID that's set, we have a Cloud Function variables that are set, and as well as the auth. So now I am ready to do Terraform init. Conveniently, the Cloud Shell already has Terraform. I was hoping that was the case. It's the case. I can do a Terraform plan. I'm going to let it do it. So now what just happened is the terminal is making sure that I have access to the API. So I by clicking on that, I authorized it to do that. These are all the things that it's going to do. So let me run, not Terraform init, Terraform apply. And as I do this, you're gonna see all the things that it's going to create. So let me just hit yes. So now what it's doing is it's turning on all the APIs. Oh no, I have an error. It's not that bad. So what's happening here is the Terraform script is trying to turn on a bunch of APIs, but in my project, I actually even haven't turned on the what APIs do I have turned on API. So I'm gonna, if you go here, you can see this is a link. I'm gonna click on that, and it's gonna show me that this service usage API is not enabled. So I'll go ahead and enable that. And then as that is good, I should be able to go back to here and then run that apply again. And so now it should be able to actually understand what APIs are turned on or turned off and actually go ahead and do it. So here we're going 10x speed to save some time. So we're not just looking at Terraform do its thing. It's creating the APIs. We need to make an improvement so that it has the dependencies between the API. That's why I actually have to repeat the Terraform apply command there. But it creates everything. Here there's a little wait where it just gives GCP a second to just like breathe and make sure all those APIs are turned on before we create the cloud function. We'll create the bucket, cloud function, service accounts, and then here the cloud function is creating. That's takes a minute or 2 minutes, but that is ready to go. Great, Terraform completed. It created all of our elements. Let's do a little quick tour. Let's see what it did. So if I come here and I go, let's start with cloud storage. You'll notice that it created a new bucket that is going to be where it stores the cloud function code. It also created the actual cloud function, so we can see that. And this is the URL that you're going to be grabbing and inputting into the next phase when we're actually doing the front-end work. But some interesting things to look at here. It's got a bunch of variables, project region. You'll notice that it has a secret. The auth token is here, and so in Secrets Manager, you can see that this secret is here and is available. And maybe the last bit to show is the BigQuery. So the other thing that this particular implementation does is it creates two tables here in this BigQuery data set to hold the examples that make the Explorer assistant run better. So at this point, we've completed the backend. We have a cloud function, and that cloud function is able to talk to Gemini, and then that's what we're going to use. It's secured via a shared secret, that auth token. So we're ready to go.